After a period of cutting off contact with a narcissist, you may wonder what could happen if you meet them again. It should be noted that cutting off contact can be successful in preventing the narcissist from obtaining their narcissistic supply from you, but it is not the only solution in all cases. Although my way of speaking is in the form of mentioning to facilitate the transfer of information. However, it is necessary to know that everything we discuss about narcissism is not specific to any particular gender, whether it be women or men. The narcissistic personality we are talking about could be either male or female. Thank you very much for your support. If you find this content helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for helping to share this message with those who can benefit from it. In some cases, it may be difficult for you to cut off contact with the narcissist because of the presence of children, or because the narcissist may be part of your family or social group. In these cases, you must be cautious and start dealing with the narcissist wisely to avoid being affected by their manipulative tactics. You should try to avoid interacting with the narcissist in an unhealthy way and avoid discussing topics that provoke their anger or make them feel challenged. When you need to communicate with them, do so with caution and in a way that preserves your mental well-being and avoids psychological harm. When cutting off contact with a narcissist, they may constantly feel anxious and tense. The narcissist can be described as addicted to attention, admiration, and praise for their personality and relies on external sources for this narcissistic supply, including people who provide them with it. When cutting off contact, the narcissist may behave in different ways, and these responses can be categorized into two types. The first type, the narcissist may try to reestablish contact with you in various ways, such as repeated calls, text messages, or emails, in an attempt to lure you back into communicating with them. The narcissist may use manipulative tactics like apologizing or promising to change and improve their behavior to convince you to return to communication with them. The second type, the narcissist may turn to anger and revenge because of cutting off contact and may use manipulative and overt tactics to harm you or seek revenge. The narcissist may spread false rumors about you or try to tarnish your reputation, and they may attempt to harm you emotionally or financially. The most likely narcissistic reaction to being cut off may involve intense efforts to regain the relationship, even if these efforts require significant effort and persistence. In the absence of any opportunity to restore the relationship, the narcissist may try to portray that they are not interested in continuing the relationship and may begin to employ tactics such as ignoring you to make you believe that you don't matter to them at all. They may also attempt to tarnish your reputation and image in general. It is well known that narcissists do not give up on their targets easily, and they do not tire or become discouraged in their attempts to reclaim their target, no matter how much time passes or in what manner they see fit. This is because the narcissist views their target as a success and does not want to lose the victory they achieved with them. When a narcissist interacts with their target, they know exactly how to manipulate and control them, using this knowledge to achieve their goals. It is best to avoid dealing with narcissists, and if you must interact with them, you should be cautious and take measures to protect your mental well-being, not allowing the narcissist to gain control over you. You should remember that it is difficult to force a narcissist to change their behavior, and they often interact with others in an opportunistic way, using people to achieve their personal goals. When you cut off contact with a narcissist, they will persistently try to reach out to you and communicate with you in an attempt to win you back, especially if the relationship between you was strong and you were highly regarded by them, or if it is difficult for you to reject or distance yourself from them again. In such a situation, you should handle them with caution and try to minimize the actual responses you provide to them as much as possible. For example, if the narcissist asks about your well-being, you should respond in a simple manner, such as, "I'm fine," and try to distance yourself from them in any way possible, even if you have to pretend that you have an important appointment to avoid any attempt to engage in conversation with you. You should avoid talking to the narcissist about any topic and distance yourself from them as much as possible, as any interaction with them may exacerbate the problem. It is best to try to avoid them in all situations. The approach you take depends on the situation you are facing and your feelings at the time, but you should act quickly to protect yourself from the narcissist's attempts to win you back or gain control over you again. You are the one who can determine the approach and the words you use at this time, but I just want to remind you of the importance of distancing yourself from them in any way possible and not revealing any information about yourself, no matter how trivial. The situation may be challenging, but you must be clear and decisive at this time. The narcissist in this situation may appear very innocent and use beautiful and charming words to lure you back. However, you must be prepared for the possibility that the situation is orchestrated by the narcissist to meet you again and try to win you back after cutting off contact. You should be cautious and expect the narcissist's continuous attempts to win you back and communicate with you, even through social media or messages. You should remain strong and make sure not to return to narcissistic control. You should also establish clear and firm boundaries and stick to them, avoiding any interactions with the narcissist. You should be prepared for the narcissist's continuous attempts to reconnect with you and communicate, even through social media or messages. The narcissist will continue to pursue and follow you, and may devise any possible way to approach you, even if it means showing up at your workplace or any other place where they think they can put you in an embarrassing situation in front of someone you know and pressure you into dealing with them. Furthermore, the narcissist will seek any possible way to reconnect with you, even reaching out to your relatives or friends, or interacting with your Facebook posts. The narcissist will not stop their attempts to gather information about you or find out what you are doing in your absence. You should expect these ongoing attempts from the narcissist and be cautious and prepared in how to deal with them. There is no specific time frame for these attempts. They may contact you again after several years. However, you must remain strong, set clear and firm boundaries, and avoid any interactions with the narcissist. When the narcissist tries to approach you again after cutting off contact, they may use emotional manipulation by reminding you of the beautiful days you spent together at the beginning of the relationship, playing on your emotions and reviving the good memories you shared with them. The narcissist knows well that after cutting off the relationship, the bond between you has ended, and you feel an improvement in your life, so they need to regain the source of emotional supply, which is you. Of course, the narcissist's nature cannot change, and therefore they will attempt to return to you, whether you allowed them back into your life or responded to them. You should be cautious and understand that the narcissist can return at any time. The narcissist may even attempt to retaliate against you if you have cut off contact, as ignoring is one of the worst things you can do to a narcissist. Therefore, you must set clear boundaries and maintain them. Avoid interactions with the narcissist and seek appropriate help if you feel threatened or in danger. You should know that the narcissist may feel a need for you during the period of no contact, but this does not necessarily mean that they miss you. The narcissist primarily focuses on their personal needs, not the needs of others. You must be able to resist any impulses that encourage you to return to the narcissist or to engage with them if you feel like they are trying to contact you. You should be confident that the strongest protection against the narcissist is to cut off contact with them, as we discussed earlier, setting boundaries and maintaining them to protect yourself from the narcissist's needs and avoiding dealing with them in the way they want. You should also be aware that if you are dealing with a narcissist, like children or family members, you need to set boundaries for yourself that align with your ability to deal with them in a healthy way and avoid manipulation and control. This will protect you from the narcissist and the negative impact they can have on your life. It's important to distance yourself from the narcissist as much as you can because they will continue to manipulate and control you. One question that may come up is, does the narcissist miss you during the no-contact period? Certainly, the narcissist misses you, but not in the way you imagine. You know well that you are a constant source of what the narcissist needs, such as love, attention, and admiration. When you cut off contact between you and the narcissist, they miss their supply greatly, including the emotional sustenance they received from you. This makes them feel dissatisfied and uncomfortable because the source they need is no longer available. You must realize that the narcissist's concept of love is flawed. They do not exactly know what real love is. The narcissist needs to feel right all the time, to have you agree with them in everything, or else they will feel anger and conflict. Therefore, you should distance yourself from the narcissist and protect yourself from the negative impact they can have on your life. The issue revolves around the narcissist's need for you, which fills the internal void within them. The narcissist needs to feel superior and better all the time, and when you are present in their life, it makes them feel comfortable. The only person who won't be in a good state in this relationship is you. The narcissist's concept of love is flawed. They do not exactly know what real love is. The narcissist needs to feel right all the time, to have you agree with them in everything, or else they will feel anger and conflict. Therefore, you should distance yourself from the narcissist and protect yourself from the negative impact they can have on your life. In the end, I hope you have benefited from this discussion, and I look forward to meeting you in the next episode with a new topic on narcissism.